Yo, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Ride right here, and we're hosting Teach Academy, and I'm here with my friend.
Saad the Akbar.
That's cool. That's cool.
Lights, camera, action. Yeah.
So, Saad, you're the type of guy that everybody usually goes for, because you know a lot about business, you know a lot about like giving tips, academies, and stuff like that. So, what is like, how does a business begin? Like, giving like starting with an idea first.
Very good question. So, a lot of students start their businesses here at Teach Academy. And very recently, we've got a student called Francesca who started her business called Protect Innocence. Right? You started your own business called Create Studios. There's another student called Arkan. He started a business called Wheels Bahrain. So these are very young kids,
Yeah.
age between, let's say, 12 to 16, who are starting their own businesses here at Teach Academy. But the way it usually starts is with a source of passion.
Yeah.
So what I always advise to kids starting their own business, or even adults watching this who want to start their own businesses, is always start with a place of passion, rather than starting your business with money in mind or comfort in mind or even success in mind. Those ideas usually don't work out because of the fact that you become bored as you proceed with those ideas and go into the future with them. So what you want to do is you want to start from a place of passion. So go within yourself and think about, what am I really, really passionate about? What is something that's going to wake me up every day? What is something that's going to keep me motivated for the next 10 years? Because businesses are very long, very slow, and very tedious. So rather than starting something based on how quickly can I get rich from this, think more about, what am I really passionate about? What am I really sincere about? What is something that I'm going to do every single day of my life to make money from? And those are ideas that become
So
successful.
you mentioned passion. So where did your passion come from?
For me, my passion started out of the fact that I had teachers who didn't like the idea of student independence or independence in thought or freedom of thought, let's say.
Yeah.
I was against the idea of teachers focusing more on how long my hair has become.
Really?
Yeah. I used to have a teacher who'd stop me every single day and punish me because my hair was too long and I didn't put the tie right. I did not thrive in that environment. So when I started thinking about education myself, I firstly adopted a very different style of teaching
Right.
from regular teachers. That was one. Second, I started looking into real world skill development. Like I thought more like, what should kids really know to become really successful in their real life, as opposed to chemistry and learning about civics and history and all of that. I started thinking about, let's teach kids how to do taxes. Let's teach them how to budget. Let's teach them how to change a tire, for example.
Right.
Or let's teach them how to record a video or build a business. So those were my things that piqued my interest in teaching. And yeah, education is something I've been passionate about since I was a kid. I've always wanted to educate the world and teach, but with a very different style.
Your style of teaching, right? I've seen not many teachers have that exact style because, well, firstly, it's more with other teachers usually in schools, it's more formal. Your approach is more informal.
Yeah.
If I say so.
Yeah. I look at education very differently. So the way I look at it is the way I work with my coworkers at work. Now
And so you treat your students the same
as
way
coworkers. Yeah. And you should, because they come to work with me every day, 5 days a week, just like my coworkers do.
Right.
They come to a place of work where they work too. And why should I treat them with that discipline and formality when I myself don't like to be treated that way?
So about your business, right? What exactly does your, like, obviously you have like the whole education and all that set up, right? But where do you guys teach at?
Good
What kind of
question.
platforms do you
So
have?
Teach Academy is a fully online school. So we teach on a platform called Discord, which is a gaming community for kids and gamers in general. We chose Discord because of the fact that it's set up like a community and we wanted kids to collaborate.
Yeah.
So Teach Academy is centered towards student collaboration rather than saying, I'm going to single you out and you're going to compete in this class against all the other students.
Yeah.
And one of them is going to be first and the other is going to be second and third and fourth. And there's going to be competition. We encourage collaboration. So we teach kids to work with each other. And that's why we chose Discord, because Discord is a place where students can create their own communities, then work in those communities, share homework together.
Question: is there like you mentioned gaming platforms too? You know, children love gaming, especially nowadays. So on Discord, do you have some like a channel or something where people can?
Yeah, we've got like a small area set up for kids who can game together with their school friends.
Right.
We also built something really cool where students can even create their own private calls with their friends,
That's
just
cool.
like at school, and game together, talk about something. They can lock that call so other participants cannot
That's
enter.
very neat.
That's very neat.
And
You
that's
did it.
very intricate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. We're building a really cool community and you can join us. Just go to teachacademy.org, click on the Discord button. It will lead you back to our community. And yeah, it's centered around kids who want to collaborate each other, work with each other, develop projects, do homework together. So we're encouraging collaboration. And by the way, just the same way as we encourage collaboration at work, shouldn't we encourage that at school too?
Of course. I think, you know, from what you've told me so far, right? What I believe is that in like formal schools, right? Like just public schools in general, like or just the people over there on that side, right? It feels like they teach students to become workers for businesses. While for some reason, when you speak about your business, it makes me feel like I'm working here to become a business owner. You know what I mean?
But that's how it should be.
Yeah.
I believe that the greatest schools are those that help students think freely without constraints. You shouldn't be asking somebody else to go to the bathroom. I mean, but do you do that in real life? I mean, if sitting at home, you're with your parents, are you going to be like, I'm going to go to the bathroom? You're going to go to the bathroom, no? Or you will tell them, I need to go to the bathroom, I'll be back in a second. That's
Right.
normal. But asking somebody, hey, Francesca, can I go to the bathroom? So awkward and weird, no?
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
That's
So in a way, you don't like the mind of being a sheep, being like a servant, in a way.
Yeah, I encourage leadership. So students should think with they should try and build personalities within them that encourage leadership, taking control of situations, being confident, being able to voice their opinions.
Do you think these like sort of like personality traits come into real life later on? Like
Absolutely.
just like whatever, because obviously schooling is like a place, like a platform where people like learn how to become something, right?
Yeah.
So do you think these students, the personalities that teach Bahrain or Teach Academy, sorry, is teaching, right? They're gonna take from that and like
Absolutely.
use it in their real
Absolutely.
world.
Look at how many students have come to Teach Bahrain or Teach Academy, like you said. Teach Bahrain is our former, so we started out with Teach Bahrain and now we've got Teach Academy set up as our online front. But look at how many students who came to Teach Bahrain started something of their own and then went on to continue to do that.
Right.
That's what's important. A lot of students who start their businesses here at Teach Academy, they continue to go on and build those businesses and work on them, right? They learn how to become independent and not look for a job or to work for somebody, but to work for themselves. So that idea is really, really important to start with at a really young age because of the fact that you've got that security bracket. When you're 16 years old and you start a business, you're not worried about paying rent and you're not worried about paying, meals and bills and all of that stuff. Someone's looking after you. So you've got the freedom to go out, play in the market and develop something early. However, when you do graduate, now think maybe say, for example, you get married. That's a huge responsibility. You've got a child, a huge responsibility. Now, even if you're living on your own, some students have student debt, for example, huge responsibility. You're looking for a job because you really want to get paid. So starting businesses early is really important because of the fact that you've got that security bracket, your parents are still paying for you, and the chance where you could develop something that could bring you that passive income at a really young age and then develop that while you're at university. And then when you graduate, you've got something that really gives you income.
Right.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we kind of are like short on time.
Sure.
So two things, okay? One, that I like to ask you, personally myself. Do you think that so like based on like building personalities and such, okay? Do you think those personality traits that you build or your character that you build, it's based also off the business that you have in the future?
Hmm.
Like say for instance, if you're very confident, right, in yourself and who you are, that's your trait, right? So the business that you build will be based off that also, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Whereas if you're like a really like if you're like a cheater in life, right? You cheat people and stuff. You think that also
Yeah,
goes
yeah. You
into
probably might want to go to start a casino business, for example.
like right.
Absolutely. Like I said, remember, guys, real businesses are set up based on what you're passionate about
And who you are as a
and who
person.
you are as well, because
Yeah.
that's what actually sells your identity and your mind. You're putting it out there for the whole world to see. So when you start a business, say for example, I started an education business because I wanted to educate, and because of the fact that I'm an educator, I'm confident.
Yeah.
That works for me perfectly. Now, I had a student who had an interior design group, and he was an interior designer. And this guy never met anybody. He used to have managers who used to meet people, and he was extremely shy, and he would hide behind all those other people, and he has extreme anxiety. He couldn't communicate with anybody.
Right.
So and at that time I was starting out my career as well. So I was tutoring him, and I was teaching him how to talk,
That's very neat.
because your business, yeah, it is definitely a reflection of you. If you're a good person, your business will be a source of good into the world. And if you're a bad person, your business will be a source of negativity into the real world as well.
Okay, so before we end it off, I like to end things off in a philosophical way. You get me? So do you have any philosophical like advice or like philosophy of your own that you would like to, put in the end
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
you go by or
so-
live by?
Like I really like the idea of stoicism, and it's really, I feel like young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general can really, really benefit from that philosophy. So the idea is to not worry about what other people say about you. Today we had sort of an issue with a client saying something bad about Teach Academy or Teach Bahrain, and rather than being affected by it, I decided to not think about it too much, because if it's good, if it's a positive feedback, you need to take it. You need to be self-critical and critical of your business and yourself. Good quality to have, but there's some people who are going to try and pull you down in life, and those people don't mean you well. They don't mean any kind of feedback. They don't mean any kind of positive criticism. And for those people, you need to learn how to let go of that negative energy and not worry about the haters too much, and just try to move on forward. That's the advice.
That's beautiful, man. Anyway,
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you want to see more of this, subscribe to this channel, because more is coming. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.